7 minutes into the opening match, the scoreboard read 5-0. Germany against Curaçao, a nation of roughly 150,000 people, the smallest country ever to qualify for a World Cup. By full time, it read 7-1. The internet had its explanation ready before the final whistle even blew. Weak team, brutal mismatch, nothing to see here. But in the data, that scoreline pointed to something much bigger, because it wasn't an isolated result. It was a symptom of something happening in almost every match this tournament, including the ones with no small nations involved at all. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's driving the highest goal scoring rate this madly. If small nations losing big were the real explanation, the surge would only show up in their matches. Spain beating a debutant by 5. France beating a debutant by 4. Everywhere else, scoring should look normal. It didn't. Across the entire opening round of the group stage, the average climbed to 3.12 goals per game. 4 years earlier in Qatar, it was 2.56. A 22% jump, not isolated to the weak matchups, spread across the whole tournament. So the explanation had to be bigger than one country losing badly, and it was. In 2026, FIFA expanded the World Cup from 32 teams to 48. On the surface, that decision looks like it only affects the bottom of the bracket. More minnows, more blowouts. But expansion didn't just add weak teams. It rewired the incentives for every single team in the tournament. Here's the mechanism. In a 32-team World Cup, only the top 2 in each group advanced. One bad result, and your tournament was over. Teams played terrified, holding shape, avoiding risk, killing the game whenever they had a lead. 48 teams changed the math completely. Now 12 third-place teams also qualify for the knockout rounds. A draw isn't a disaster anymore. Even a loss can be survivable if your goal difference holds up. Take away the fear of elimination, and teams stop playing not to lose. They start playing to win. That single incentive shift is the case. Everything else is just the evidence. Look at the foul counts. In 2018, referees called 29, 3 fouls per match. In 2022, 27, 7. This tournament, 24, 4. Teams aren't fouling less because referees got softer. They're fouling less because fewer teams are playing the cynical, stop-the-game football that desperation produces. The same signature shows up elsewhere too, in how willing teams have been to attack directly, instead of playing safe, even in matches with nothing obviously at stake. One incentive, showing up in different parts of the same game. This isn't the first time the tournament has done this to itself. In 1998, when the field grew from 24 to 32, the same shift happened. More teams with something to gain and less to protect. More goals as a direct result. History has done this before. It's just never done it at this scale. Qatar 2022 finished with 172 goals across 64 matches. A record at the time. This tournament has 104 matches left to play. At the current pace, that record isn't getting broken by a small margin. It's on track to be beaten by as much as 60%. And the strange part is that FIFA may have created this surge without ever intending to. So why are goals up 22% at this World Cup? It was never about one nation losing 7-1. That scoreline was just loud enough to get noticed. The real cause was quieter. A structural decision made years before a single ball was kicked that changed what every team in the tournament had to lose, and therefore what they were finally willing to risk. Right now, every team still has room to recover from a bad result. That room is exactly what's been producing this number. The 22% increase may not last, because the thing that created it wasn't better finishing. It wasn't tactics. It wasn't talent. It was freedom. And in a few weeks, every team left in this tournament walks into a format with no second chances, where one mistake ends everything. So here's the real question this World Cup hasn't answered yet. When the fear comes back, does the football come back with it?